Hey everyone, so you guys are real special. You're getting a back-to-back video within the week. Anyway, I gotta share something with you. My eyes look kind of sad, but I have been doing this Daniel fast, and I put out there to God, why did you allow me to go through what I went through, And if you don't know what I went through, go watch the prior video to hear what I went through. Anyway, this morning I get a call. I get a call from an acquaintance of mine, and she was basically telling me my story. She's like, I'm in so much pain, and they're not trying to give me any medications because they're afraid I'm gonna get addicted, or they're afraid. She said they're afraid that I'm addicted, and they're not prescribing me any medications, and nothing's working. It's not strong enough, and I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. They don't believe me, and I'm just so exhausted, and I don't know what to do. And for those who don't know, I'm a disability advocate. Well, you guys wouldn't know that. I don't think I share that with you. And I'm also an educational advocate. So I became a disability advocate due to a fall. I fell into it. I was always an advocate when I was an occupational therapist. But as far as the disability realm, when I became injured on a job, I had no one but myself to advocate for because no one was going to save me but myself. And as far as the educational advocate, that's someone who has extensive knowledge about special education, IEPs, and 504 plans, different plans that people need or people can benefit from.
So a 504 plan and an IEP plan are both federally funded. All right, the difference between them is that a 504 plan is governed by a civil rights law, and the American Disabilities Act is under that. A 504 plan provides services and accommodations to a child's learning environment. And an example is if a child has ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and this said child might need more time to do work, task, they may get that time or more time compared to other students. And if a child has asthma, they may need more breaks doing activities. So under this child can get a break. The 504 plan should be reviewed once a year, but then it depends on the state, depends on the school. It doesn't necessarily have to be reviewed. The 504 plan, this child does not require any specialized instruction. It doesn't need to be updated annually. Another example is if a child has anxiety, they may get to leave a class early to be able to move, transition to their next classroom when the hallways aren't crowded. So there's no list of disabilities, or there's not as strict thing in place regarding 504 compared to IEP. And a child could just have any diagnosis and documentation that shows this is impacting the learning, thinking, communication, and your child may need more support. You can request an evaluation or have an outside evaluation completed to help this child get a 504 plan in place. As far as an IEP, this stands for Individual Education Plan. And under this is under IDEA, as an Individual with Disabilities Education Act, which is under special education law. A child must have 1 out of 13 specific disabilities. So there's a list of disabilities that, out of those disabilities, that child must present with one of it, whether it could be dyslexia or anything else on that list. But not only does that child have to present with a disability, there also have to be documentation in place. There has to be proof that this disability impacts their learning and success in the classroom. All right. Under IEP, a child is able to get specialized instruction in or out of the classroom, a change to or modification to a classroom, like they could get a small group, they could have one-on-one time, they could get pulled out of a class for math or reading instruction, and they also may get specialized related services like occupational therapy, physical therapy, or speech therapy. An IEP is updated annually and it ensures that students receive the right support to make academic progress. An IEP is also legally binding and it includes goals for the year, the present level of the child's performance. It has to also mention improve why services are needed and highlight the baseline performance. These goals have to be measurable, and we need to know what or how the child is performing from the start of care and throughout the academic school year.
Ladies, we got some special for y'all tonight, you know what I'm saying? I think y'all gonna enjoy this one right here. You know what I'm saying? Roll with it, yeah. I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna be front tonight, but y'all gonna get on in. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna baby tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they true. What?
So what you were just listening to is called go-go music, which is a DC staple. It's like a subgenre of funk music. It has like a call and response type theme, conga, cowbell, and drum instruments are used. as of February 2020, it was named the official music of Washington, D.C. All right, so I became an educational advocate. I don't know why that guy stepped in front of my phone, my recording. Anyway, I became an educational advocate because of something that occurred with my son. He contracted COVID a few years ago, and then after he got better from COVID, he had some residual side effects. He started breaking out in rashes. He started having difficulty breathing. And what happened was that the school kept calling me to come get him, saying he was having trouble breathing. And he couldn't stay at school. I had to come get him. So there was a time it got so bad, he was out of school for like 3 months. I ended up going to every specialist possible. And they said they don't know what the cause is, possibly long COVID, But since COVID had recently ended at that time, they were very mindful of giving people a diagnosis of long COVID. We finally went to allergist, and the allergist said, well, he's allergic. He's allergic to grass, to trees, to dust, to mold, to cat hair, cat fur. I think it's fur. Yeah. To dog, dog fur. And I was just like, what is going on? He wasn't allergic to all these things. Like, how did this come to be? And then they also found out that he had some issues with his lungs, and there was some constriction with airflow. So then they put him on all these medications. And then I had to request a 504 plan for him because he needed time to do activities. He needed time to go to the nurse office and get his medications, get his pump, get a drink of water. They had to check his blood pressure, check his lungs. So it was a taxing time, to say the least.
Hey guys, so it's very crowded in this gym, so I'm about to leave because I can't do this. There's just too many people. Where I was working out, I had to relocate because there was a class at 6 o'clock, but that place is my little go-to spot. It's never too crowded, but there was a guy setting up all his, it's a circuit class. So this thing about pain is, it's very cold here where I reside, so that contributes to my increased pain. And then people, I can't stand too many people. Whatever I do, I always make it a habit to be there as early as possible, or when I know it's not as many people. But I had some work that I had to do and make some calls for a client, do some emails. So I'm going home. I really wanted to do a longer video for you, but maybe next time. I'm not dealing with this. Have a great day. Remember your power.